Stay in your lane, niche down, dig deeper. These are some things you might hear when you're trying to break out of your own niche, or maybe you are just trying to dig deeper into your niche and find out more about the music you want to make. Either way, they're all completely wrong. Hey everyone, what's up? It's me, lo-fi musician and producer Blue Sirens, and this is where I hang out on the internet and talk about anything related to music. It can be anime, comic books, gear, whatever it is, you can find it here. And today I want to talk about the myth of diving deeper into your niche and why niches ultimately don't really matter to musicians, but mostly just to listeners. So let's dive in and find out what's going on with niches. So if you haven't ever heard of what a niche or a niche is, it's something that's just very specific and unique to you or to a genre of music or anything specific. It really could be. It could be anything in art, in architecture, whatever it is. It's just something so specific and unique that it's only done in certain times or certain places or certain circumstances. People might think that, there are different niches of lo-fi music, ones with like acoustic instruments, ones without, ones with specific transition sounds, some with specific drum sounds. And you can go into a broader sense of music as well too, like metal, there's like heavy metal, there's riff metal, there's shredding, and punk rock, there's California rock, there's New York rock, like there's all these different niches, and it's really just different ways of dividing up genres into more specific sections. And this can be helpful when you're thinking about playlisting and how certain songs are going to interact with each other. But when it comes to writing music, it's often really just annoying. People think sometimes, they do one thing that's really unique and they need to keep doing that. And they think that that one thing is in a specific genre of music and they can't break out of that. They have to keep doing that over and over because it was successful the first time and it has to be some sort of element or ingredient in everything going forward. And really, that's just extremely detrimental to the creative process, because doing something once doesn't mean it's always going to work again, and it's already been heard. So it's going to sound very different the second time it happens. So it's not a good idea to try and just redo the same recipe over and over. You need to be able to break out and try and do different things. And when we're stuck in one genre of music or our niche, we tend to make the same kind of sloppy music that's just a remix of the original, and it's not very authentic. And people don't really like it. So if you think you have a niche of like, this is the thing I have to do, don't feel like it has to be stuck in the same genre. There are things that maybe stylistically are unique to you that you can discover as you do other genres or other styles of music. You might notice that there's a certain way you play a chord, or a certain type of drum fill that you like, or a certain way of playing the keys, or a certain lick that's just like uniquely you because you like to do it so much and you just think it sounds good everywhere, but you're able to take it into different genres or different styles. And that, I think, is more uniquely your style as opposed to something that's in a niche. So defining your style versus what's in your niche is pretty difficult. And it's honestly just going to take practice of you working hard and trying out a whole bunch of different things and seeing out how it comes. And it's not impossible, because there are tons of artists that have started in one genre, moved to something else, or they just said, I'm going to keep doing my thing and see how that translates to so many other genres at the same time. Two bands I can think of that have done a really good job of just doing the same thing that they always do, but finding different ways to do it, is Lana Del Rey and Cage the Elephant. Now these two artists, I feel like their albums still have a strong voice of who they are, but they shift to different producers almost every single album to try and have that voice of theirs said or spoken through a different way. Dan Arbuckle has produced both a Lana Del Rey album, Ultraviolence, and a Cage the Elephant album, Tell Me I'm Pretty. And both of them, while they have like the influence and voice of Dan Arbuckle, very different albums, but you can still tell it's Cage the Elephant and it's Lana Del Rey. And it's honestly really refreshing having both these artists do different producers to help channel their style, maybe just through a different voice. Every album is going to be unique, but also slightly different enough to where I'm interested in every song that's on the album, because I don't know which one's really going to be good, but I can still feel the originality of these artists along the way. And I think that's a really good example of breaking out of your niche and knowing what your style is. Now, some artists might just say, I don't think maybe I have like an authentic voice in this genre, and shift things completely. Two artists that come to mind are Tyler the Creator and Skrillex. I feel like Tyler the Creator, he shifts his style almost every other album and is always doing something crazy and weird, but that's just who he is. After I think like the first two albums, we kind of just realized Tyler's going to do what Tyler's going to do, and it's probably going to sound good, but we just need to not put him in a box and let him do his thing. As for Skrillex, he was originally in a post-hardcore band and then said, let's do some, EDM, some dubstep. And he broke out in that genre. And he's dabbled in a couple of other things. And I think that's also a really good example for him. And for you to also break out of your niche is to do collaborations. Skrillex has done tons of collaborations across different genres, but he's bringing that EDM kind of style, that dubstep style, but it lets him kind of put his toe in these other genres to see, do I want to do this? Do I want to do more stuff in that? Do I want to do stuff more in this genre or that one? Or do I want to keep just bringing my EDM stuff into other places? So you could also experiment other genres or learn from other people in other genres by doing collaborations with them. If you're a lo-fi artist, see if you can do a collaboration with a punk band and do lo-fi covers for them. Or if you're a funk band, do something with a heavy metal band and see what comes out with it. These weird genre mashups could really lend to some really great songs, but also help you learn how you can express yourself in different genres. Now, this last example of kind of like breaking out of your niche is one you might not know about, but it's probably the most popular band that broke out of their niche, and that is Red Hot Chili Peppers. The first one or two albums from Red Hot Chili Peppers, their mentality was, we do funk music with rap lyrics. And it wasn't until Rick Rubin found a poem that Anthony Kiedis wrote that happened to be under the bridge and asked him more about it. Anthony Kiedis just simply said, it's nothing, don't worry about it. And then he said, well, let's take a look. Will you share it with John Frusciante, their guitarist? He did. John wrote something. Then they brought in Flea, and they brought in Chad, and then boom. We got probably the most popular Red Hot Chili Peppers song, Under the Bridge. And that, I think, is the moment, and Rick Rubin has said this himself, when Red Hot Chili Peppers was actually born. They felt they could do more than just funk music with rap lyrics, and they had a whole new world they could explore. So breaking out of your genre, breaking out of your niche, it's not easy, it's gonna be difficult, but it's honestly the best spot to be in, because music isn't supposed to be the same thing over and over. It's not supposed to be a success template. It's just supposed to be, what do you like? What's serving you as the artist? Are you really enjoying making the same thing over and over? Cool, that's fine. Do that. As long as you like it, that's fine. I would encourage you to try and make it unique and different each time, so it's not the same song rehash, which I get is difficult. It happens to me sometimes when I'm playing a melody and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've used this before. But if you want to go a little bit deeper, try different things, it's going to take time and it's going to take energy. But that's okay, because it's going to be worth it in the end. You're going to have something brand new that you can show off and be really proud of. But what do you guys think? Do you think these are good examples of artists that have broken out of their niche and done more? Are you stuck in your niche and trying to break out? Are there tips that you have for other people as well? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.